Good morning. You're listening to WTIM, your information station, and our morning show brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman. Joining us in this segment, I've got Linda Smith and Gwen Podesky, both Master Gardeners with the University of Illinois Extension. Good morning to the both of you. How are we?
Welcome.
Pretty good. A little
Well,
on the toasty side, but
yeah, it is. And for you guys, we'll get into some of that and what that kind of means as we get into the later stages of the summer. The first thing we want to talk about a little bit here is the Master Gardeners Conference and registration and things of that note. But the Master Gardeners Conference, what's that look like?
okay. The Master Gardeners Conference is taking place on September 4th and 5th this year, and it is located in Springfield at the Crown Plaza Hotel. Registration closes on August 30th, and it is open to the public. Actually, it's not exclusive. We don't insist that you be a Master Gardener to come. So if you are a gardener, or maybe you're thinking about joining the program, or you'd like to see a little bit about what goes on, then that's your opportunity to get in there and take a look at some programs. The first day is always traditionally a bus tour day. And so that'll be September 4th. And they've got the morning bus tour is a private home, Murdoch Home Garden, and the Lincoln Home National Historic Site. The afternoon tour from 1 to 4 is the Dana Thomas House and the Greg Pearsall Garden. And then the next day, they'll have a dinner that evening and an evening social. Sometimes they have fun trivia games and other things. And then the next day, all day, our conferences and a silent auction. So if you're just dying to buy a basket full of gardening books and seeds and gloves and paintings and anything else you could think of, then that would be a fun, and that's fun. It's just go to extension.illinois.edu and look for 2025 Illinois State Master Gardener Conference.
I think it's really cool that it's open to the public. If you tell me it's a Master Gardeners Conference, I'm probably thinking it's a Master Gardeners Conference. And so it being open to the public is interesting.
And it's being so close. I mean, it's not always in Springfield. It moves around.
Right.
It's really handy for people
last
that
year it
might
was
be
Champaign.
interested.
Sometimes it's in the Chicago area.
Bloomington.
Occasionally, it's been a long time, but Peoria, sometimes it's been down around St. Louis. So, but this is a great opportunity. Like I said, just kind of dip your toes in and see if maybe you too would like to be a Master Gardener.
And we'll talk a little bit more about maybe becoming a Master Gardener here in just one moment. My quick question for you guys would be, though, going to these things in the past, what have you kind of taken away from them? Is it just kind of a real group setting where you can kind of pass along things, or do you really enjoy taking away some of that information that's shared?
It's really everything.
Yeah.
It's like you talk to other gardeners and you find out what's going on around, hey, everybody's having problem growing peppers this year, not just me. Or you can listen to the programs, and oftentimes these can be very practical programs in which you can tell people, hey, this is when to prune your trees or whatever. It's a good opportunity to get a look at occasionally new introductions in the field and what's coming out. And then it's a good opportunity to get some information on gardening from, university sources. And we oftentimes, many of the speakers are nationwide. So there are people who have either written books, done a lot of gardening, they're directors. I've listened one time to a guy who was the director, I think it was the Columbus, Ohio or Cincinnati, Ohio cemetery, which is a very big time. Cemeteries used to be very big time gardens as well. So
it's probably a cool opportunity just to be a part and be with the people that are like-minded in that regard too.
And I mean, it's a little bit of everything. So I'm not sure. I haven't taken a real hard look at the classroom offerings, but and like I said, the tours are always fun. The tours of the gardens are always fun.
I think that's a good way to do it, right? Have the first day be those tours, kind of see those different plants, get yourself, with those people. And then all of a sudden we'll get you in more of a classroom setting and do a little learning. So
and you don't have to stay overnight. Like almost all the time, it's a big hotel bill for me to go to a conference. So you don't have to stay overnight. You can just
drive home,
slip in and out.
And that'll be that is a nice touch. It really is. And gets people from this area,
right.
especially
and it's
more
Crown
involved.
Plaza. So you're not No, it's not super far into the middle of downtown Springfield that you have to
Or the
venture.
west side, right?
Or the west side. Yes, the west side.
And no blame there. That's for sure. But the Master Gardeners Conference, you mentioned September 4th and 5th. Is that the dates? Registration through August 30th, and it's open to the public.
Yes,
Want to
it
make
is.
sure that folks understand and know that out there as well. You mentioned, hey, if you're thinking about dipping your toes into master gardening, maybe there's a training session coming up. Linda, you mentioned there's a physical and an online session. What about these Master Gardener trainings? How often are they done? And just a little bit about them.
Well, the
About 3 times a year,
in-person one you can do maybe twice a year.
Twice a year.
Okay.
He's been doing these twice a
Yeah.
year, and it's hybrid. So there are some remote speakers, but a lot of it are classrooms, and it's usually at the Hillsborough Extension office.
And then you can also do, if you don't have that opportunity to just go, down to Hillsborough on those days, you can do it online and do it at your own speed. And that's really nice for people who might be interested.
Yeah, we've had several people that have gone through the online
Mhm.
training. Mike Haiti, who people often run into at the farmers market, was a big proponent. He liked the online version, except he didn't care for the lawn. He said he kept falling asleep in the lawn segment. But anyway, it's a good opportunity for a busy person, or like Linda said, you cannot make that commitment to that many days because it's usually
it goes
it's
till
like
December
10 or 11
13th.
days.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's a long period, but the other thing about going in person is that you meet other people who have taken an interest in gardening, and then once you become master gardeners, you'll be friends with them for life. You just get to know them, visit with them, and learn together. And obviously everybody has different interests because that class is broken up into botany and trees. And if you want perennials or annuals or
vegetables,
pruning or whatever you want to do, each session is a different topic. And a lot of people may not be interested in one or the other of them, but it does give you the opportunity to ask questions and listen and learn.
Yeah, and
mostly.
maybe find out that, hey, you were interested in that topic after all.
Yeah.
Or
more
there's
than you
something,
thought.
because people, even like Mike, the lawn section always cracks me up, but I think the lawn part is pretty boring too, but it's useful to know things like the fact that the tags on lawn grass seed, how to read those so that you know what you're looking at.
Right. And
It's
see, now
always good.
I would be more interested in the lawn part of it than I would certainly the botany part, but yeah. And as we age, our interests change too,
Oh,
you
sure.
know, and
Yeah.
you learn what you like and what you don't like and what you're interested in and what you've got time for. So
Right.
That's a big part of it too, is what you have time for.
exactly.
But as you mentioned, Gwen, if you're just getting introduced to something that maybe you thought, whatever, I don't care about that, but all of a sudden there kind of sparks something in
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
You have
Well,
that
I mean,
opportunity.
I know that when I went through, and I think they still do a pretty heavily scientific soils part, and that I learned a lot about soils and soil tilth and what's all down in there. It's not just dirt. So it's, like I said, it's just open your mind up and you'll learn some things that you could find useful later on.
Sure
Right.
thing. When it comes to that training, how does the registration work? 2 separate ways of registering, one for online, one for physical, I would assume.
Right.
Right.
Yes. There'll be 2 registration forms. Just again, go to Illinois and look for Christian Montgomery
master gardeners
and look
or
for that.
horticulture.
Or horticulture.
Yeah.
And then the physical sessions will take place in Hillsborough. Registration, does that end at a certain time, or are you pretty much right up to the deadline almost?
I think you can
I think
pretty much
within
go
a
up to
week,
the
I
deadline
think
for
within
that.
a week or so.
Mhm.
So as mentioned, if you're thinking about dipping your toes into becoming a master gardener, that might be the best way to do it. And then maybe also go ahead and go to the conference and then get yourself just acclimated to the environment of it and the people there as well. Anything else when it comes to the master gardener training, if you want to really sell it or if you just want to throw something else out there?
Well, I think we are always in need of more master gardeners. And if nothing else, just to be able to have those people share the information with other people. And we don't do a lot of activities during the year, but we try to do things that are interesting to everyone.
Right.
And whether it be photography, flower photography, or our plant sale is in May, and that's a great opportunity to come and see what we have in our gardens, and we're willing to share with other people. And you know, we have a monthly meeting, and we usually have educational topics there that we try to share with one another, and plan programs and that sort of thing. Get ready for the help desk.
We had Mike was kind of instrumental in doing the tree grafting last year, which took place in Macoupin County. And they had to turn people away. They had to close that one down and to do the tree grafting program. So there are things like that you can do hands-on. And sometimes we have offered things in the past, like forcing spring bulbs and you know, maybe making a sedum. A lot of people are doing these little sedum pots. And so it's kind of, you know, you just never know what might come up. Last summer we kind of highlighted the community garden. And I heard a question on Illinois, on Mid-America Gardener the other night on WILL from Gerlinda.
Oh, really?
And that was the one where she was talking about how bad a time they're having with the peppers. And I thought, well, thank goodness it's not just me. She and Jerry are, you know, and that's another thing. Take advantage of that. If you're kind of interested in getting involved in the community and looking for something to do, give the Taylorville Community Garden, kind of take a look. They've got a Facebook page, and get in contact with those folks. They are out at the Davis Memorial.
Yes, and they do a beautiful job.
Yes,
they do. They spend a lot of time, and you don't have to look for things because it's perfect out there.
Yes, and the nice thing is you can also get ideas for your own gardening. Hey, what is a good way to trellis up cucumbers, or whatever you would want to know about growing various vegetables.
It's like anything. Sometimes learning from other folks is not a bad thing.
And hands-on learning is always a better thing, I feel.
Right. I totally agree with that as somebody who pretty much cannot learn unless it's hands-on. So I'm right there with you. We talked Master Gardeners Conference, September 4th through the 5th, registration through August 30th. Talking right now about Master Gardener training. It's online in Hillsboro physical location in Hillsboro, online as well. Registration is open for that. Joining me now here in studio, I've got Linda Smith and Gwen Podesky, Master Gardeners with the U of I Extension. We'll be right back around with more here on WTIM, your information station.
Your information station. WTIM.
We're here to help. Find out more by clicking our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
You're
Well,
listening to
closest I've ever
WTIM,
come.
your information station, and our morning show brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman. Joining us in this segment, I've got Master Gardeners with the University of Illinois Extension, Gwen Podesky and Linda Smith joining us here in studio. We talked Master Gardeners Conference. We talked Master Gardener Training. We want to turn our attention real quick to their last farmers market. What can folks expect from it?
Okay, it's August 23rd, and Mike will be there under the big orange tent that says Illinois Master Gardener, and just taking questions and talking with visitors to the farmers market in Taylorville on the square.
And that last farmers market, August
23rd. It's a Saturday.
And you guys have been out there twice a month for the last couple of months. And so that's probably going to be a little weird for that to wrap up again here this year. It just goes to show how
Goes so
fast
fast
time
time
flies.
flies.
this summer, especially. I don't know what's happened with it. Your help desk, though, that's still going to be running for a little while longer.
Yes, it'll be the Thursdays of August from 9 to 11, and they can call 217-287-7246, or they can visit in person at 1120 North Webster and bring in your plant problems, and we will try, or questions, and we'll try to help you out with those.
And if you can't make it then to the last farmers market, August 23rd, another great way to get those questions answered would be that
Yes.
help desk running
Right.
on the Thursdays, 9 to 11 on
Mhm.
Thursdays
9 to 11.
For the next month here. So that's a look at help desk. And I wanted to make sure we had just a touch of time for this one because I was even confused by this deadheading. It's not the Grateful Dead. We
No.
had to learn that one the hard way over on this end. But deadheading, what is deadheading and why is it important right now?
Well, it's basically getting rid of the blooms that have already reached their peak and they're waning. You cut them off, down to the fork in the plant.
Usually, yeah.
Usually.
And then I mean, it actually helps the plant because it doesn't put energy into producing
Right.
seed.
It sends energy into producing more blooms.
It helps your garden because it's going to keep seeds that might not be hybrid or whatever from popping back up, unless you are somebody who wants, kind of a pick your own garden. And it makes you happier in your garden because it makes your garden look nicer.
It looks nicer.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's amazing when you think, oh, this is zinnia bed looks terrible. I might as well tear
just
it up.
cut,
If
and you just
cut it
take
off,
those. You take those out.
it'll take off again and come back and
Yeah.
be a showcase again. So it's
Yeah, I just did that last, the weekend when it was really cool.
Oh, it was
Instead of
nice.
just sitting around enjoying it, I was out doing what I call the big August clean out. And I'm pretty ruthless on deadheading, and like with daylilies, all the foliage goes and things. And then you're ready for fall. You're ready to enjoy what might be blooming a little bit later in your garden.
and deadheading can happen even in your container
Oh,
pots. You
definitely,
should
definitely do
that.
those and cut them back because things like coleus get
Right.
taller and taller. And I've cut mine back, I think 3 times this year.
And petunias, everybody
Mm-hmm.
has petunias that drape over the edge and then they get kind of unsightly. Just cut them back and they'll start over again. As long as you keep watering them and making sure they've
Yeah,
got
give them a little fertilizer once a
Right.
month or
Sure.
so.
Keep taking care of them. Well, that
Mhm.
is deadheading. And joining us in studio, I've got Master Gardeners at the U of I Extension, Gwen Podesky, Linda Smith. To the both of you, thank you for our time here today.
you're quite
Yep.
welcome.
You
Not
got
the
it.
Grateful Dead.
You're listening to WTIM, your information station.
Rich Thomason in Washington. President Trump is pledging to make the nation's capital city safer and more beautiful. Mr. Trump holding a news conference, calling it a press conference on crime